all around the production.
Peace, Black Power, Hotep, Badagani, and all of that good stuff. This is your brother Natural Tahuti, aka the son of Sekhmet, aka the seed of Kalima, the bad boy of consciousness, aka Tupac Shakur, the West Coast of consciousness. This is the West Coast of House of Consciousness. Come on by our page and check it out. As you can see, this is the place where you can feed your mind, where your mind can grow. Get that knowledge yourself. That's what a civilized man should do. The meaning of civilization is one having knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, refinement, and is not a savage in the pursuit of happiness. So come and join your brother at the West Coast House of Consciousness, where you can feed your mind, body, and spirit. Peace, Hotep, and Black Power.
A movie you want to see? I got only a few copies. The Speed of Thought. The Speed of Thought, which is teaching you about the astral plane. He actually goes able to communicate with somebody across the room. They meet on the astral plane, and he begins to teach them lessons on other techniques to do. And of course, the master of it was able to actually give people other thoughts who are not in tune. Get this movie, The Speed of Thought. Of course, you ain't gonna get it at the movie house or anything like that. The guy who played in the Terminator. We also have the previous classes that we did here on black sexuality. Me and Inky did, and we get ready for our 5th installment with this brother, Natural Tahuti. Brother did a great, excellent lecture at what was that school over here?
Malcolm X.
Harriet Tubman. Excellent lecture on Harriet Tubman. And so did Ali Muhammad. They both did great, great lectures. But I saw at Tahuti things that I was talking about years ago, and I said, that's what we need. Wake up people to reawaken to the goddess energy, because the women need more compassion, really. They are considered the weaker sex, but man itself is man and woman, really. But females are more emotional and all these other things, so we have to kind of help them along in their ego, in teaching them about the science of self, sexuality, as well as the man. Okay, as well as the man. But the females really need more right now because of the thyroidism, hypothyroid and hypothyroid problems, and so they have a lot of low self-worth. You know, killing themselves, drowning their babies, and all that kind of stuff. You see all of that all the time. So that's why. And the goddess is where we all come from. I don't know about you. Some people get the Caesarean crack and say, I don't know what you coming out of the goddess's wormhole. You coming out as a Caesarean, wow. Caesar's way. You gonna cut your ass out. Okay? So everybody didn't come here through the black hole. You gotta understand that. The black hole shapes your head like Akhenaten. That's called phrenology. Okay? Without further ado, because I can't wait to hear what this brother's gonna say. Here he is, my brother, Natural Tahuti. What's up,
All right, that was awesome. Thank you for inviting me here, and let me just reintroduce myself. My name is Natural Tahuti, aka the son of Sekhmet, aka the seed of Kalima. And I take on those titles of Sekhmet as the son of Sekhmet and the seed of Kalima, because in the Nile Valley, Sekhmet, and over in the Indus Valley, Kali and Sekhmet is the same deity. Sekhmet is the great mother who comes in the form of a destroyer. She comes to lay it down. When there's dissatisfaction, she comes as a corrector. See, most of us think that females are only passive and submissive, but that's not true. And if you got a black woman, you know that's not true. They have two sides to them. Mm-hmm. They can be very vicious. If you attack a female's child, you will definitely see her other side. There has been women who have lifted whole trucks and cars to get her child from an accident up under those trucks. So she definitely has both the sun and the moon in her, because she produces both. And when you look at the cosmology of ancient Kemet, you see from the goddess Nut, right from her womb, she is producing the sun. You see? So the goddess is time itself, and that's why the calendar and the clock was created according to the cycles of the woman. So I liken myself to the goddess Sekhmet and the goddess Kali as her son, because I come from a school, I came out the nation of gods and earths, you know, the nation of Islam, and you know what their teachings are, that the black man is God. So I went with that teaching for a lot of years, right? And I have to say that it does produce that type of energy where, you know, the man becomes mastering over the woman. You know, I became so much involved in the egotism of I'm the God and the supreme being that I couldn't stand women that would try to like, you know, buck up against me. You know what I mean? She's got to be submissive, and that's no other way around it. Mm-hmm. But you know, as my, you know, during my journey, I started doing more research and more studying, and you know, I'm not a part of the nation anymore because my teachers have elevated, and they won't allow me to teach anything about ancient Kemet or anything of that nature in the nation. So I left the nation and got on this path. But somewhere about last year, I had a spiritual awakening to the goddess. And it happened that I went to the 5%ers Parliament, and there was a brother there that knows me, and he handed me a book called The Goddess Syndrome. He kept begging me, yo brother, you gotta read this, because they know my beliefs that I teach that the black woman's God. So when I read it, the book appalled me because it was so denigrating to women.
What?
It was very denigrating. They said a goddess ain't nothing but a faggot. They said if the world had been all women, we would all be faggots. So and I said, this is crazy, because I remember that they had a teaching that the moon was separated from the earth. And at that time on the moon, it was all men. And so before the moon came. And so they say that when the earth and moon separated, the weak men laid down, and from the explosion, their genitals went inward and upward, and their mammary glands came out. So this is a teaching, and some of them may try to deny it, but the teaching is still around. And matter of fact, the brother quoted it in the pamphlet called The Goddess Syndrome. So basically, you know, he said that men who worship the women as goddess are weak men. So when that happened, you know, I was kind of upset by the book. So I challenged the brother. I said, listen, this is garbage. Y'all teaching this? This is historically inaccurate, and it's scientifically inaccurate, metaphysically inaccurate. To say that the woman is secondary or most necessary. This is all inaccurate, and we need to give this type of teaching a facelift, because we're living in a very dangerous time now. And on this planet, Europeans know about the goddess. That's why you have the Statue of Liberty out there in the ocean. And if you look at her crown, you'll see she's a sun goddess. You see? They know about this. And when you look at the justice system, you'll see that justice has a blindfold over her. Because they blindfolded the woman. They subjugated the woman many, many years ago. Now, I just did a lecture in Virginia, and I talked about this. Because a lot of times we like to throw the white man around as a scapegoat. We do not try to deal with the part of our history and what part we played. Because I said, well, listen, if we are the gods and goddesses of this planet and the masters of this universe, how did we let some teenage mutant ninja turtles come from the caves of Europe and come into our holy lands and take our stuff and just did what they wanted to do, and now they're the masters of the planet? How did that happen? You see, how did that happen? If we are the mystical, the magical, the metaphysical, we all of these things, you just call us a Tootsie Roll. We're all of those good things wrapped up in one. So how did this happen? You see, I had to have more than the story that I was told by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that we made a devil and, we made him to show and prove that we was God. There was something more to this story than meets the eye. And so I did the research, and when I found out the first wars on the planet, they didn't happen between Europeans and Africans, because there were Africans on the planet. We were the only people here.
Right.
The first wars on the planet were between Africans and Africans, and they were gender wars. This is the part of our story we don't like to identify, because we have this romanticized version of our story. And a lot of us are still under the male patriarchy spell. So when you read our history books, we have some stories about the woman, but she's like little more than just his helpmate and some great mother that, you know, helped in the village and stuff like that. But we don't hear the real roles of women and what they played. So these wars began in Egypt. Somewhere during the first dynasties, the matriarchy began to start turning over into a patriarchy during the rule of men. And up until around the 18th dynasty, men became, the priesthood became very corrupt, because we had some invasions going on, and they became very, very corrupt. The priesthood of Amen and the clans of Horus did something that never was done before for the first time on the planet, and that was they destroyed the temples of the Great Mother. And they began to start changing the cosmology around to reflect these male deities as opposed to the goddess, the organic goddess. Because when you deal with the male deities as the creator, it's a little inorganic, because these gods have to resort to masturbating, ingesting the semen into his body for gestation in order to give birth to the universe. Whereas the goddess, this is organic. The universe comes right out of her womb. Because in the older cosmologies, they talk about the cosmic egg. You see? Which I'm going to show today. That's basically what I'm going to do today, is deal with these particular patterns in nature. So, let's get to this. The goddess Kali, as you can see right here, this is her Aryanized form. Okay? They try to really vilify her. But Kali, the word Kali in itself means black. Okay? Or what word that was equal to the word black at that particular day and time. And you see she has a number of arms here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And under her, you see a male. There's a man that she has her foot on. And he is a white male. Right? So, in my interpretation of this, we are now living in the return of the goddess Kali. Kali has returned on the set. And she is here to destroy the white male patriarchy. Okay? Now, in the version of this story, this is her husband, Shiva. Okay? Because the planet was inhibited, or in other words, in the beginning, it was the goddess. And from the goddess, man, really I don't even like to say that word goddess, because goddess don't even come into the lexicon until around 1350. She's the god. A lot of people say, well, God is masculine, and I prove that's not true. But this is her husband, And this is Shiva. You see what I'm saying to you? And she is subduing her husband, and he has a drum somewhere right here because she's in such rage. That's why you see her tongue with the blood red. She is in such rage that she is only concerned with destroying. But she is also the most kindest, the most lovingest, and the most compassionate being in the universe. You see? But he has a drum here because in order to stop her from subduing the earth and just destroying it and obliterating it, he plays the music to calm her down and bring her back into memory. So let's go on. Now, this is another Aryanized form of the goddess. Most of the deities in India, you'll notice that they have been Aryanized. They look like Europeans, but never mind that. Even when you go to Greece and you look at those deities, never mind that because Europeans did not invent them. They were invented by Africans, even in Rome, because the first Romans, the first Greeks were Africans. And all of those deities are synonymous with the deities of Africa. So when you see a European so-called deity, remember they are just Africans. So the Great Mother is this, and some of the oldest versions of her story, her name is Mami Wata. Mami Wata is the Voodoo version of the goddess, because Voodoo is the oldest spiritual system on the planet. Now, Voodoo is not what most people think it is. It is just your cosmic connection to the universe, your cosmic connection to nature. And when you are cosmically connected to nature, you are cosmically connected to Neter. You see? And Neter is mother. You see? A lot of people say, well, Neter is male and Neteret is female. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. So, in this form of Kali, you see she has many heads. It says that Kali is portrayed mostly in two forms. The popular four-arm form and the 10-arm Maha Kali. Meaning, Maha means great. Okay? Because that's one of her names. She's the great mother. And the word Kali meaning black, so the great blackness. That's the mother. So, in both of her forms, she is described as being black in color, but is most often depicted as blue in popular Indian art. Her eyes are described as red with intoxication and in absolute rage. Her hair is shown disheveled, small fangs sometimes protrude out of her mouth, and her tongue is lolling. She is often shown naked or just wearing a skirt made of human arms and a gauntlet of human heads. She is also accompanied by serpents and a jackal while standing on a seemingly dead Shiva. Usually right foot to symbolize the more popular, what they call, you can't see that, that's a very hard Indian word to pronounce. I'll try the best. Da Sinamara. Right? Which means this is her positive form. This is her form where she is all loving and compassionate. When you see her left foot forward, this is the form in which she comes as a destroyer. She is not concerned with anything but destroying. Anything that is outside of the natural balance of Mother Nature is to be destroyed. You see, she don't care if you're black, white, or candy stripe. When she comes to destroy. And this is what is in popular Islamic and Christianity when they talk about the wrath of Allah and they talk about the day of judgment and all of that. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about the earthquakes. They're talking about the earth cleansing itself, because we're living in a day and time where the oceans are oppressed, the skies are oppressed, the air, the animals are oppressed, right? And all of the sentient beings, 8,400,000,000 or 8 something like that million entities on the planet are being oppressed. even down to the mineral kingdom. The mineral kingdom is even being oppressed. We heard Dr. Sabi many a time, and my brother here, speak about inorganic plants and all of these genetically modified foods. Every facet of nature is being oppressed. And when you have this kind of consciousness going on, the body of the universe has to digest itself. It has to cleanse itself. The same like when a woman has her menstruation, she has to cleanse whatever toxins are in her body. And so this is what Kali is concerned with. The cleansing of this degenerate behavior that is going on planet Earth. Now, this is a rare photo of Kali. Before she was known as Kali, she was called Ma. You probably will never see this photo anywhere amongst the Hindus because these photos are they hide them. Okay? And as you can see, you see her African features, but even what's important also when you're looking at these deities is not just looking at the features, you got to look at the geometrical the angles in which they are. Like if you look here and then you see her arms, I want you to think about the Masonic symbol. You have the compass and you have the square. You see? And inside of the compass and square, where they have the G, is the symbol of what is called the yoni. And the yoni is just a word that means the womb. Okay? Okay. In spite of her seemingly terrible form, Kali Ma is often considered the kindest and most loving of all Hindu goddesses, as she is regarded by her devotees as the mother of the whole universe. And because of her terrible form, she is also often seen as a great protector. You see? When the Bengali saint Ramakrishna once asked a devotee, why would one prefer to worship Mother over him? This devotee rhetorically replied, Maharaja, when they are in trouble, your devotees come running to you. But where do you run when you're in trouble? Ramakrishna, according to Ramakrishna, darkness is the ultimate mother. Now pay attention to that. That's very essential right there. Darkness is the ultimate mother, or Kali. Akana, I cannot pronounce his name. Sachi-da'ana. Indivisible reality, awareness, and bliss. The night sky between the stars is perfectly black. The waters of the ocean depths are the same. The infinite is always mysteriously dark. This embriating darkness is my beloved Kali. And that comes from Sri Ramakrishna. Okay? And that's very important because in all of our spiritual practices such as pranayama, meditation, tantra, this is what we're seeking to get in tune with. The darkness, the mother. This is the worship of the great mother. When you are in meditation, you are giving reverence to the great mother. When you close your eyes and pray and you're looking into that darkness, you are giving reverence to the great mother. You see? It's not a father because the father comes from the mother. This is why in popular religion, the male deity had to create from clay and mud and dust because he didn't have a womb. You see, only a mother can produce you from the darkness of her womb. You see? So, right here, this picture here, this is Sekhmet. And I like this particular picture because it gives us an ideal of what Sekhmet is. Because a lot of people think that our ancestors were idol worshippers or animal worshippers. And all of that is so far from the truth. What we did was we utilized symbols throughout nature to symbolize a greater truth. these are allegorical things. But in this particular picture, Sekhmet gives you the ideal of what Kali and Sekhmet is. One of the things in the universe that is everywhere and nowhere at the same time is space. Space is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And space has the ability to produce more space. In every inch and component and atom and element of space, it has the inability to create more space. So space is infinite, is darkness, and it is the mother. My brother. You see? So this is why I particularly chose this particular cartoon, because it kind of illustrates exactly what Sekhmet and Kali Ma is. Okay? Now, let's get a little deeper now. Imagine you toss an apple straight up into the air. Due to gravity, one would expect the apple to come right back down to earth. But what if it doesn't? What if, due to some unseen force, your apple continues going up at an accelerated rate? No matter how much gravity pleads and begs for the apple to come back down, could this really happen? Could there really be anti-gravity? On the scale of the universe, there is, say hello to dark energy. So, dark energy, again, when, let's go back a little bit, hold on. Right here, where the brother Ramakrishna says, my mother is the principle of consciousness. She is indivisible reality, awareness, and bliss. The night sky between the stars is perfectly black. You see? So, this is what we're talking about with dark energy. And when we're talking about the goddess, the great mother, that's all she is. Right? In a watered down version. Right? In the most basic sense, dark energy is akin to negative gravity. Where gravity is attractive, dark energy is repulsive. Dark energy causes the universe to expand at an increasing rate. For example, to a viewer on Earth, gravity would attract a distant galaxy towards Earth. But dark energy would cause the galaxy to move away from the Earth. Simultaneously, neither force can be directly seen. We detect gravity by observing the effect between two masses. We detect dark energy by measuring the expansion of the universe through the comparison of standard candles. Okay? So, dark energy is an energy that it's all pervading. It's all pervading. It pervades everything. And it repulses. It pulls away. You have dark energy and you have dark matter. Dark matter, which is another component of the Great Mother, is attractive. You see? One is pulling, one is pulling. One is going this way, one is going that way. But as they go this way, they create that balance in creation, right? But like I told a lot of people before, when they attack me on the woman is God, they say, well, what about duality? And I say to everyone, duality only exists within the reality of the Trinity. Our ancestors did not teach duality, they taught Trinity. In the Trinity creates the balance for duality. To give you a prime example, you have past, present, and future. Man, woman, child. You have up and down, right and left. You see? You can't have left or right without the and, because there has to be what is called a fulcrum point. So the and is the part that you can't see. It's invisible, what we call spirit or dark energy. You see? Like they say yin and yang. But yin and yang has no balance without zen. You see? So the ancestors taught a trinity and not a duality. Duality exists within your ability to go within self and get in contact with your spiritual self, your inner self. And as you balance those forces within yourself, then duality becomes the reality of your existence. Everybody okay with that? Okay, let's move on. Now, Neter square, this here the arm and the square. There was some big discrepancy whether Neter is a masculine principle. I said no. Neter is the symbol of female. It is the great mother. Okay? But even more so, one brother showed, he showed a picture of this with a little man and a beard. And said, ancestors said that's the man. And then he showed another one with a woman without the beard and said that's the goddess. But I've checked all of the pyramid texts and all of those things, and I've never ever seen it written that way. It's always the Netta, and if it's Netaru, they have three poles with the fabric on it. Okay, because these poles represent, not only does it represent the Great Mother, it is a whole lot of stuff that it represents as well. Now this arm is the individualization of the Netter. Now I put this square here to show you that when you take the arm, the individualization, and place it with the Netter, what you're actually seeing is the fundamental basis of the Great Mother, which is a cube. Okay, that is a cube. Because you have the square here. This is a square. When you look at the dimensions of the arm here, you have what is a square. Okay, everybody cool with that? Or should I explain it more? Okay, now. This is a phenomenon that takes place because of dark energy and dark matter. Although, hypothetically, you cannot see it that way. But because of the dark energy and dark matter, we get these configurations throughout the universe, and what you will have from this square is a hole. They call it the dark black holes in the universe. Because of this energy pulling this way, one attracting this way, you have that balance that creates the square. So, we're getting into the fundamental ideal of Neter on a grander scale in the universe. Now, from this here, the polyhedron is created from that pulling and pushing and the condensing of dark energy and dark matter. Okay? Now, this is what the ancestors was calling the cosmic egg. In pre-dynastic times, before there were any deities in the Nile Valley, you had the golden goose. You had the bird goddess. The bird goddess gave birth to the cosmic egg, or what they call the goose that cackles, the great cackler. Although the male patriarchy has changed the gander, the cackle to a gander, a male. But everybody should know that male ganders don't cackle. Only the female when she is laying the egg. So this is the ideal of what the ancestors are talking about as Neter. Right? Because the Neter is the formation of a square. It's a cube. Okay? And I can give you some references on that. You can go and the Temple of Man. I can't remember the guy's name. But this is one of the fundamental ideals of what Neter is. Now, let's go back. So, the cosmic egg, and I threw this in here to even show you the ideal of the Kaaba. Because the Kaaba was there thousands of years before any Islamic people came on the planet. There was no Islam when our ancestors from Kush came over, crossed the Red Sea, and went there and built this up. They were worshiping the Great Mother, and this is a symbol of the Great Mother. It's a symbol because the blackness, when they put the fold over there, the dark energy and the dark matter, which forms the cube, And you see right here, that's a moon, giving you some understanding that they are worshiping the Great Mother. And what you see right here is the yoni, which is this right here. The yoni, which gives birth to the cosmic egg. So again, what I'm trying to show you is that Neter, dark energy, dark matter, the square, the cube, polyhedron, the cosmic egg. So I'm giving you an idea of how our ancestors had understanding of the cosmology of the Great Mother. The reason a lot of times we don't see this information is because, again, the male patriarchy began to change the cosmology. And it was Africans that did it. They were the first ones to subjugate the woman. They did it in Egypt. During the 18th dynasty, the priesthood of Amen and the clans of Horus were the first people on the earth to forsake Mama. And this, in my opinion, is the reason why we're in the trouble that we're in. We have to repent, go back, and return back to Mother. If we don't return to Mother, we will perish along with the coming of the Great Mother and the destruction of the white male patriarchy. And Kali, again, she does not care if you're black, white, or candy stripe. If you're not right with Mama, you are going to be destroyed when Kali does her destroying. And so when they're talking about the 2012 and the paradigm shifting, this is what they're talking about. The age of Aquarius is the age of the Great Mother. Go back to Dendora, look upon that ceiling, and you will see that Aquarius is a woman, not a man. Okay? And that water is dealing with the birth cycle. You see? Okay. So, now, out of that square, this is what it gives creation to. The cosmic egg, they come out as light. These are stars. Stars are born out of the darkness of the womb of space. Okay? This is an actual occurrence of a star coming into existence. The sun, the moon, the planets, all of them are shaped, not a round circle, but they are shaped like eggs. All of it is shaped like an egg. Okay? Here's the myth that we're talking about. In the Egyptian myth, the generation of the primordial egg takes place in what is known as the time of non-being. The sublime goose appears among the imperishable stars, cleaving the night sky with her great wings. While the world is still flooded by silence, the voice of the great Cacala breaks the stillness, and she lays the egg containing the germs of life. Priestly reinterpretations turned the great Cacala into a gander. However, it is clearly the female who cackles at the laying of an egg. Thus, the first Egyptian myths denote an original goddess creatrix. From her egg bursts forth a bird of celestial light. Okay? And there she is. This is pre-dynastic. This is before the gods and goddesses of Egypt. This is her. The bird goddess. Okay? The Great Mother. The primordial egg laid by a sacred bird in the watery abyss contains the germs of life and typifies the universal creation story. The cosmic matter from which the universe is formed comes from the various parts of the primordial egg. The precise details have been lost due to the change in religious orientation. Some Egyptian texts maintain that the primordial egg is formed by 8 creatures, male and female, with heads of frogs and snakes who swim in the waters of nothingness. Invisible because this Genesis takes place before the illumination of the world. So, those that are talking about Ptah, Atum, is the creator of the universe are wrong. Ptah is not the creator of the universe. Ptah is the great representation of the mother. And I'll show you. In the languages of the Proto-Semitic languages, Hebrew and Arabic, they are cousins. And certain words have interchangeable letters. If you look at the Quran, the first surah of the Quran is Al-Fatiha. If you take away the A and the I, you'll have the word Fatah. The P and the F are interchangeable in those languages. So Fatah becomes Ptah, the opening. Ptah is the only God, male God with a womb. He has a womb around his neck. And he is known as the representation of a male mother. So there is no male that can give birth to a universe without a womb. You see? This is why when they change the cosmologies, you have men bent over backwards with long penises ingesting the semen in his own mouth. This is the divisiveness of the priesthood of our men who changed the cosmology to reflect the male rule as opposed to the mother. Because the first power system was spiritual, economics, right, and religious. Thank you. Right? But the men couldn't get around the law of the land. The law of the land said in order to be king, it has to come from a mother. You see? But the women had the spiritual and economic power in those days and times. Women never seek to oppress the men. It's wrong to think that matriarchy is the opposite of patriarchy. That is far from the truth. Women never seek to oppress men. It was a great balance because you have in life and all of the species 8 billion 4 million entities on the earth. You have more female entities than there are males, and there are some species with no males at all, just females. And even in the human kingdom, there's always more females than there are men. So the great mother, and here's another lie, Imhotep was the first doctor. Garbage. Imhotep was not the first doctor. The first doctors were women because they were the foragers who went around learning of the different properties of the plants. She was your first healer. She created the system of voodoo. And voodoo is your connection to the universe. It is your connection to Mother Nature. It is your connection to all of the different subtleties and different powers of the mother. Only a mother has the food in her body to feed her offspring. Man cannot do that. Although we do have mammary glands, which I'm going to show, most of the time they don't work. In some cases they do. So, okay. Now, the aura, this is the aura around the human body. What I'm going to do is just show you some patterns. Right? Man and woman is a pattern. Just like you have waves on the ocean. Those are patterns. But you don't see what's causing the pattern. It's the wind. But what creates the wind? Because the wind is also a pattern. These are patterns of nature. Around the body, the aura is an electromagnetic field that surrounds the human body and every organism and object in the universe. Every organism and object in the universe has an aura. This auric egg emanates out from the body approximately 2 to 3 feet, 1 meter on average, on all sides. It extends above the head and below the feet into the ground. And depending upon your intuitiveness or the way you return back to your cosmic energy through meditation, pranayama, tantra, your aura can get bigger and bigger. It can go out 17 feet, 17 miles, I believe it is. It'll look like a spaceship. Okay, that's what they was calling what's the name of that? The Macabre. Okay, so what I'm just trying to show you is, again, in the subtool realm, again, there's that egg shape that we're talking about, the cosmic egg. Now, Mother Earth is also an egg. Introducing the oblate spheroid. Yes, the Earth is not shaped like a circle, but is shaped like an oblate spheroid. An oblate spheroid is rationally symmetric ellipsoid having a polar axis shorter than the diameter of the equatorial circle whose planet bisects it. At the equator, Earth's circumference is 24,901.55 miles, 40,075.16 kilometers. It is slightly smaller than the north and south at 24,859.82 miles, 40,008 kilometers. Earth's diameter at the poles is 899.80 miles, 12,713.5 kilometers. Right? At the equator. Now, stage 0, right here. This is an egg of a female. Right? And so, what I am showing you is these patterns in nature are given to the shape of an egg. Okay. And this is the female human egg right here. Mother Earth and eggs are shaped the same. Definition of an egg or ovum. The egg, the female sexual cell, gamete, and ovum. Ovum, the female reproductive cell or gamete of animals' eggs. The ovum is a female gamete, female sex cell, female reproductive cell, egg cell, so forth and so on. Ovoid, or shaped like an egg, ovate, something that is shaped like an egg. Oviparous, okay? Producing eggs that develop and hatch after leaving the body of the female, designating all this type of reproduction. So if all eggs in nature are female sex, and Mother Earth and eggs are shaped like eggs, oblate spheroid, what does that tell you about the creative force that willed Mother Earth? You see? Because only females have eggs. And we are the direct reflections of the macrocosm. You got macrocosm and you have the microcosm. The big universe and the small universe. Man and woman reflects the big universe and the small universe. You see? Again, when I talked about the Trinity, where you start with the atom, you have a neutron, you have a proton, you have an electron. These things have what's called an atomic weight. We believe we have an infinite number of things to begin with, but we don't. We begin with one thing. So we begin with the neutron, which has 1,000% of its weight. Right? Then, from that gives birth to proton, which is 99.9. Just a small part of the neutron is missing. Then you have the electron, which is so small, it's almost invisible, which is 0.1. 0.1. So when you deal with the neutron, that's asexual. That's the original being. The asexual being is the neutron. The female coming from out of that is also likened to the asexual, because both is XX chromosome. And then when you deal with the electron, which is the male, you're dealing with now X and Y chromosome. Because the electron is so small, it's almost invisible. The same way a male's Y chromosome is so puny in comparison to the X chromosome, which is much larger and fluffier and has more euchromatin than the Y chromosome. It has 1,398 genes to the Y chromosome 72 genes. So therefore the Y chromosome is a degenerate X chromosome. It's So when I say that man is a degenerate woman, they take what I'm saying out of context. This is a scientific observation, and those are scientific appellations. You see, I'm not saying that, but they say to me, the argument is that, oh, the only person on the planet is degenerate is the white man. I won't argue that. But what I'm saying in terms of science and biology, the universe is feminine. We cannot get around that. And we are masculine females, or masculine women. We're not women, but we are the feminine or the masculine female. Because we come from the mother, and you have all of the properties that you come from. So you can't be greater than that which created you. So the people say again, what about the yin and the yang? Again, what balances the yin and the yang is the fulcrum point. That's the Zen. The spirit balances man and woman. When you are in tune with your spiritual nature and you understand the whole, the stargate that you came from, there is a balance of salt between male and female. So the woman becomes God, but man becomes the son of God. She's the original man and you become the son of man. So they say, well, man means masculine. And I say, no, you're wrong again because you don't know the etymology of the word man. Man does not mean male. It means the species. And in the original connotation of the word man, it comes from Old Norse. And in the Old Norse language, the word man comes from the word wer, W-E-R, which has its root in the Sanskrit word vir, V-I-R, as werewolf, meaning the man wolf, meaning the moon. So the word man means moon, it means goddess. These are all attributes of the goddess. You see? But we have been put under the spell of Eurocentrism. And spell is nothing spooky. We have been divested of our language. We don't have our magical instruments anymore because we are not speaking in our own tongue. We're speaking in the folk tongue of the pale man.
And I also think that that's why we have problems today with black women, with the black men, because they feel in their heart that we're the one personally at fault for why the existence like that, which is not as nature.
You know, it's true because what happens is the European has set us ablaze to one another. We're fighting one another, and it seems like that the European is giving the woman more jobs and more everything. So the male say, well, you know what, I can't get a job because you're taking them all. No, the European didn't set it up. He only set it up for her to be an industrial slave. He knew the power of the woman. He knew it was the woman that he had to subjugate and had to control. So he kept the male in anger. He beat the hell out the male. But he would nurture to some degree, but plant the fear of God in the woman so that when she produced children, she would produce little Bow Wows and Snoop Doggy Dogs. She would produce good slaves for the master. She would not produce the godchildren that come out of her womb. This is why in this age of Kali, it is so important for us to reverence and give the throne back to the mother, because without giving the throne back to the mother, we lose this battle. We lose this battle. We need our Stargate. And our gods, the crystals that are coming back to this planet, they have to come through the womb. This is why the European is keeping the frequencies on the planet, the extra low frequencies, the elf wave, to scramble up the signals. The signal is very important. What do you think all of these symbols are? These are electrical symbols. They give off electricity to your mind. That's what our ancestors created these symbols for, because they give you instruction on how to go into self, right? Absorb that and become one with the God. So it's very important for us to start thinking in terms of 100 years from now. If we're not thinking, we got to think like how the European is, because the European, he built all these damn prison houses. You know why? He planned to put your grandchildren there. Your great-great-grandchildren. He's thinking in terms of the next 100 to 1,000 years. That's why he built all these damn prison houses. Because he want to put your seeds there. Because Because he knows his time is up. He knows the coming of the Christ, the coming of the God is here. The great mother is now resurrecting on the planet. You're starting to see more and more people say, I just got into the conscious community. I'm new to this. Can you help me along the way? There's more and more people waking up. But at the same time, they're scrambling the signals, so you even have people in the conscious community that are being used as tools to keep the shit from keeping people confused.
But Mother Nature's taking care of it.
Mother Nature's going to take care of them.
Yeah.
In point of case, I'm going to go on. I'm going to show you how they use people in this so-called conscious community. We don't even have one. It's just a few of us that are conscious. Okay? But the majority is just along the way. I had an experience. I was telling the brothers. I went to my daughter's baby shower, my 4th grandchild, and I took some photographs. My son has a Puerto Rican, what they call Puerto Ricans, Boricuas. His girlfriend's Boricua. So I placed the photographs online on my Facebook page that I use to network. And don't you know, I had the Negroes attack me? They said, how do you teach the black woman is God and your son's baby mother is a Puerto Rican? I said, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? They are African people. Well, the guy goes on to tell me, he said, well, my son turned homosexual and I disowned him. I don't want to tell you what I said to him because it's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, who the hell are you to attack me about my child? My child, whatever decisions he makes, I stand by him. And if he's wrong, I'm going to still stand by him because that's the African way. We didn't disown Mama. We didn't throw our kids away. There were no orphans. Mama didn't go to no damn old folks home. We nurture our people and we love them until they can love themselves. I'm not throwing my children away. But I'm just showing you how they are scrambling the signals. Even so-called conscious people are being used to keep people confused. That's why we have all these different conflicting realities in the conscious community. Let's move on. So now, this is very interesting here. Take a look at this here. Now, this is the zygote, right? Can you see any differences in these? Not really. Maybe length, right? Just length. And maybe multiple gills, because these are gills. Those are gills like fish. We have all of the animals in us. That is what the allegory of Adam naming all the animals. He named all the animals because we got them all in us. Reptile, we all of that. We're reptilian, we got all of these animals in us. That's why the Native Americans, they channel their animal spirit. Because we got it in us. That's what the Netzers are. These are different forces in nature. This is what voodoo is. You have different forces. And then you have different sub-forces. There are multiplicity of forces within forces, within forces, within forces. And you can summon all of these different forces, and you have them even in you biologically. We have everything that is in this universe, and everything that is of Mother Earth is part of us. And that's why our ancestors didn't look at the animals as something foreign outside of themselves the way Europeans do. Put them in damn cages like they committed a crime. We didn't do that. The animals are our brothers and sisters. Okay? We are part of them, they are part of us, and they have a soul. They didn't have a soul, goddamn, they wouldn't be here. You see? So we have a lot of misconceptions, but as you can see, we got the fish, salamander, turtle, chicken, pig, cow, rabbit, human. And it goes all, and these are the different stages. The second stages, and then you can see all of them as they develop. Look at the human. They even resemble like right there, the rabbit and the cow and the pig. This is fascinating stuff, man. Fascinating. The way when you get into this and learn the different subtleties and multiplicities of Mama. Mama is all, man. We come from Mama. So all that Mama is, we are. So that gives us, we are in the best possible position that we can be. knowing that the woman is God doesn't make me less than a man, it makes me more of a man. To understand that, because I got the best mama on the planet. And I got the best lover on the planet. I wouldn't trade my mama in, or my woman in, for some cave bitch. Okay?
Bitch.
That's right, bitch. I know I can say it up in here, bitch. Some cave bitch. That's what I wanted to say. You know? Yeah, she's hard to deal with, but that's Kali for you. She ain't going for your bullshit. And this is why there were certain avatars on the planet to teach men how to worship and conduct yourself with mama, which we're going to get into a little bit. So, we all begin as females, right? The inductive theory of primary sexual differentiation. Strictly speaking, we can no longer refer to the undifferentiated or bisexual phase of initial embryonic existence. The early embryo is not undifferentiated, it is female. In the beginning, we were all created female. And if this were not so, we would not be here at all. Genetic sex is established at fertilization, but the influence of the sex genes is not brought to bear until the 5th to 6th week of fetal life in humans. During the first those first weeks, all embryos are morphologically females. If the fetal gonads are removed before differentiation occurs, the embryo will develop into a normal female, lacking only ovaries regardless of the genes of the sex. Right? Everybody, Nike, right? If I say Nike, you know what I'm talking about. But that's not the name of the sneaker. The name of the sneaker is called Nike. All right? Now, this particular sneaker, now, first of all, Nike is the most successful sneaker corporation on the damn planet. They took over Pumas, Adidas, Felines, all that shit is, man, that ain't nothing. You gotta get you a pair of Nikes, homie, if you wanna, be down. You know what I'm saying? You agree? Huh? Nike is top of the line. Okay. This particular sneaker right here, according to Darren Rovell of CNBC, the first 150 pair have averaged at a price of $6,142 per pair for a total of $921,290. Do you believe that shit? Do you believe they paid $6,000 for this goddamn sneaker?
I believe it.
I know you said that sneaker will stay there, because I know I ain't gonna pay no damn $6,000 for a damn pair of sneakers. I know I'm rough on sneakers. Shit, they want. We had to rob us a white boy. If I catch a white boy in the hood with one, I might jack him for a pair of those, huh? Okay, let me show you some surgical magic. Watch it, watch it. See it? Look at that. This is a surgical. See them sneakers? See them Nikes? Watch this surgical right here. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Okay. God damn, that's the man. What's his name?
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller. Look at Reggie Miller. 8.9, right? We got the Statue of Liberty in the back. We just established who she was, right?
Yeah.
Sun goddess, right? All right, let's move on. What's that brother name? Wade Noble? Dwayne Noble, right? Right. Dwayne Wade, whatever his name is. Now, I want you to look at him. Check him out. He's got these wings on his back. He's got the number 3 on his shirt here, and they use him. The number 3. He's got these wings, and he's flying above the earth. And if you look right here, you see a thin circle. See, this is all Masonic symbolism. This is all Masonic symbolism, and they're using magic on us. They use our own magic against us. This is a sigil magic, okay? Okay, here's another one. That's your boy Kobe. And I don't know what this is. It looks like sneakers, and it appears to be like some wings or something.
The Nike symbol.
Yeah. All right, that's the Nike symbol, right? The wings. Okay. Uh-oh, what's that brother's name?
Right, Vince Carter.
Oh, man, let's go back. He's flying through the damn air.
Vince Carter.
Oh, that's Vince Carter?
Yeah.
Because you know I don't even be watching sports like that. Okay, here we go. There you go. He flying through the air. He got a pair of wings too. Okay? Okay, let's move right along. Okay, check this out. Did you ever see that? That's the Nike car. Nike got a damn car. That shit, you know how much that shit costs? Yeah, about $2.5 million, something like that. It's bad, ain't it? You see it got the wings too. Look. Look at the wings. Look at the wings on the car. That shit is bad, ain't it? I know, I would love to ride through the hood, but that niggas look at me like, yeah, you made it. I'd have to hurry up and get the hell out of the hood, though. Because them niggas would jack me. You know what I mean?
There's wings on the back too on the
Oh yeah. Oh man, good observation. There's little wings right there in the back of it. Yeah, you couldn't be caught slipping in the hood with that, because you definitely get jacked. Now watch this here, y'all. Look at that. Did you know that Nike had missiles?
They do.
Wow. So Nike is more than a sneaker corporation. Nike is part of the world domination system.
That's right, New World Order.
The New World Order.
Right.
Okay? That's how big Nike is. And they have us under mind control, so to speak. And they're using something very similar to us, and that's why we take to Nike. We don't understand why Nike has become the #1 sneaker in the hood. Okay? Matter of fact, they go to actual missiles. They have these missiles, they got them right here in Virginia. They got Nike sites over here in Virginia. They got Nike sites in New York City. They got them. These missiles are aimed at so-called third world countries and stuff like that. This is part of the world domination system. So Nike is more than a damn sneaker. This is a world corporation. It's part of the New World Order. So, okay, that's the official Nike symbol. I got that posted when I went over to Nike's up there in where was I? I was up in Westchester County, and I went to go get me a pair of them. What's his name, man? Them joints is bad. They cost like $250.
Kevin Durant.
Huh?
Durant?
No. What's the other brother name? The black joints with the gold. You got one is Kobe's and the other ones is the bronze. There you go. I went up there to go get me a pair of the bronze, and them joints is hot. I ain't gonna lie. I was liking them joints. They black with the gold hook. I said, I'm getting me a pair of these. I know I'm gonna be fly. I'm gonna be stepping. You know what I'm saying? So that's the official Nike symbol. So let's move right along. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why Nike is the most successful sneaker in the world, is the most successful corporation, is part of the world domination system. That is the black goddess Nike.
Wow.
Okay, you can see her wings. You can see where they got the Nike symbol from. This is the goddess Nike. And look what her titles are. Nike, the goddess of victory and good fortune and success. Is Nike the most successful company? Are they the most richest sneaker company?
That's right, they are.
Are they part of the world domination system?
That's right.
The goddess of victory, good fortune, and success.
Wow.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this lecture. If y'all want to stay to answer questions, I'll be glad to. I just want y'all to look at that real quick. So, you don't, just one moment, you might not believe in the goddess, but somebody else does. I just showed you in Freemasonry. And by the way, I'm going to do a part 2 to Freemasonry. Because that was I only scratched the surface. I got 100,000 symbols I can show you that are all goddess symbols. In something that is supposed to be an all male-dominated craft. But they got all of these goddess symbols. And so again, I'm not a Freemason, but the question that comes into my mind is, why is an all-male fraternity have all of these goddess symbols? And my conclusion, the conclusion that Natural Tahuti came to, is that they are secretly worshiping the Great Mother, and they understand that the return of the Great Mother is here. Maybe some of them are sincere, maybe some of them are not. Who the hell knows? I don't know. All I did was a scientific analyzation to come up with the information. So, what was your question, my brother? Here, give.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Peace, brother. This is Brother Eternal.
Peace and time.
I'm basically trying to ask you, as far as friend and foe and photon, as far as color, does it make a difference, like for a female to wear red and males supposed to wear blue, or the reverse level?
I'll give you what I have. Colors, you can use colors for magic. Colors are used for your magic. Now, I can't necessarily say, well, a man should wear this and a woman should wear that. I can't say that. But what I can say is this. When we utilize certain colors in certain ritualistic spiritual movements, we know that the color red, symbolizing the goddess Sekhmet. We know that red, a person that is attracted to a red aura, is a very powerful person, is a person who is outspoken, is a leader. But red also has its negative connotation as well. So when we look at the chakras, each one of the chakras gives off a color. And so when we're dealing with chakra development, we are prone to certain colors. We did a lecture down in Philly, and I had all of us dressed in red. And we, they were saying, oh man, these niggas is pimps. No, we just like to be suited and booted, me and my brother. You know what I mean? We want to look good. When I come to a lecture, I want to look good. You know why I want to look good? Not that I want to show off. I want to transmit prosperity to you. I want you to look at me, and I want you to see yourself in me, and I want you to see prosperity. I want you to see victory, good fortune, and success. And this is why when we come to lectures, whatever you got, make it the best. And so that's what I do. So we wore the color red because we was going down there to present the fire, and it was the worship of the goddess Sekhmet. And so that's the frequency that we was on. These colors are frequencies. Okay? Black is a frequency. Black is the frequency of every color there is on the planet. Right? Because you got the sun is really black. Now, you see the rays of the sun, but that's coming out of it. The inward sun is black because everything on the inside is black. You came from a black hole. Right. And your ass gonna return to one. Right. You came from the womb, and that's why you're going back to the tomb. None of us are gonna get out of this shit alive. None of us. So, while we are here on this planet, don't waste your time hating. Don't waste your time complaining. Woo! Take your revolution and be active. And don't wait for your heaven. Get your goddamn heaven now. Act as if there is no damn poverty. Act as if the white man ain't killing you. Act as if. Because if you just sit around and be sad, you're going to miss the rainbow. The parade is going to pass you by. Let the young man go first and then you next, okay?
All right, sir.
The guy
Y'all
look
look
like...
alike. Now, but I wanted to say, I know a sister, she's an Eastern Star. And what she says to me, which is weird, she says, there's a lot of things I don't want to necessarily tell you, but I know you can help me because I studied. One thing that she said to me is funny is that a Mason can become an Eastern Star, but an Eastern Star can't become a Mason. And what you're saying is so true because every time she get a new degree, there's a commitment symbol on her certification. And she broke down and then showed me a story about the goddess Nut, which is in her Eastern Star.
Yeah, Neith.
Yeah, N-U-T.
Nut. Okay,
Nut, yeah. The goddess holding up the sky.
Okay.
Which is in her actual Eastern Star lessons. So you was really on point with that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Any questions? Do you have any questions?
How much did he do?
Why is it that one can't become the other? To piggyback off of what he said.
Hey, well, here, give her the mic.
I don't need the mic. Queen Hatshepsut was one of the first Masons. She was a Mason. Besides
Unless you actually know this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what happened?
Well, actually, masonry is derived, I wish the brother was here, from agriculture. Because the women were the first tool users. They were using tool to till the land. And they were the first stonemasons as well. Because they were builders of houses. They built huts from grass and wood and stuff like that. And that later on developed into stone, so forth and so on. See what I'm saying? As we was in the stone, the bronze, and then the Iron Age, and so forth and so on. See, a lot of this stuff came later, and they're hiding this information from us because, you know, the fact of the matter is that the woman became subjugated because man said, and African men are guilty of it too. It's not only just the white man. The white man picked up on it. Well, he was just that because of where he developed that. See, I don't want to give away the lecture tomorrow, but he developed in the ice. His cultural traits come from 20 to 30,000 years in the ice. Africans was stationary. They were in villages. They're water people. They were in villages, in towns, and provinces where they had running water. White man ain't had no damn running water because he was mostly up in the caves and he had no vegetation. When he got vegetation, it became a celebration. That's why it became known as vegetable, because they would get the vegetation and put it on a makeshift table, and so it became later known as vegetable. You understand? The same with dessert, because they would eat meat and they would put sugar or sweet on it, desert meat, and so it became dessert. You see what I'm saying to you? So a lot of our customs and practices we get from Europeans, like putting butter on bread. Europeans used to put maggots on the bread and eat it. So that's where, and if you put a lot of butter in your system, that's what you're going to get in it, maggots. You're going to get your body full of worms. Okay? Come on. I don't know if I want you to ask a question.
All right, sir. Is there any truth to that the stuff that we call soul food, is that a derivative of slave food? I mean, was that given to us on the plantation? Because you know a lot of delicacies that we call soul food came from slavery and came from the plantation. Can you give us some insight on that? And also, my second question is, do you think the black man and black woman will ever get together?
This dude got a lot of damn nerve. What the hell are you anyway? What the hell has soul food got to do with this lecture? I'm asking people to ask questions about the lecture. See, that's those Negroes that's trying to catch you out there. They want to make fun of you. Yeah, Brother Seville. But I will answer that question. Soul food is derived from slavery, and the real soul food is raw vegan food. Point blank period. Because it's good for your soul. You understand me? Because you need soul development. You need soul consciousness. What is soul consciousness? Soul consciousness is this, that we are conscious that there is a little point of light in the heart. Now we're looking down here to the heart, and we look at that heart symbol that's supposed to be a heart, but that's called the akoma. It's not, the akoma is where they got it from. It's an African symbol that they use for the heart. But the soul is right here. It's a little dot of light. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu scripture book, it's an epic poem of Lord Krishna and his one disciple Arjuna. In that book, which is like their Bible, they describe the soul. They said that the soul is 1/10,000 that of the upper portion of the hair follicle. So imagine your hair follicle, the upper portion, the point. They said that the soul is 1/10,000. Can you imagine 1/10,000? Because I can't. But that's how small you are. Okay? That's how small each of us are. We are a point of light, which is called the soul, S-O-L. And even in the Hebrew, the soul is called ruach.
ruach, the spirit, the breath, but it's feminine. Ruach. In the Hebrew, and I wish this guy was here again, any name that ends with the OAH or AH is a feminine name, because in the original languages, they have feminine names and they have masculine names. So the name for the soul in Hebrew is feminine. So I'm just making an observation. I'm not saying anything. You can add the connotation to it all you want. So, real soul food is the vegan food, because this is the reason why. Your body is exerting energy, and you need this energy to develop consciously. If you want to develop consciously, you got to start eating intelligently, because if not, you're going to be exerting all your bodily functions to digestion. So if you're exerting all your physical energies to digestion, you don't have the amicable time to meditate. Meditation is very important. How many people meditate? I just started meditating again, and I do it every day. You can use, they have meditation music, you can chant, whatever you can use, vision, you can look. You don't have to close your eyes to meditate. Whatever you can do to get you to quiet the fetters of the mind. We spend so much time outwardly, exerting our energy outwardly. We never take time to look at ourselves inwardly. We don't even know who we are. We got fears, we got angers, we got jealousies, we got all of these things hanging around on the inside of us, and we never even said hello to it. Meditation gives you the opportunity to get to know who you are. It gives you the opportunity to say, hello, fear. I didn't even know you was there. How many years have you been existing inside of me? I had a lot of fears. I didn't even know it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can be fearful of how you look. That's why, we dress a certain way, we do a certain thing, because fears are ruling our lives. And you've never even taken time to say, hello, fear, what is your name? How the hell did you get inside here? So meditation gives us the opportunity to get to know who we are and to get rid of some of that junk. Okay? So soul consciousness is knowing that I am a soul. I'm having a human experience. I'm having a human experience, but I am a soul that has a body. Not that I am a body that has a soul. I am a soul that has a body.
That's right.
Okay? This is the concept of African. Africans didn't have the concept of sin. Sin is a European creation. We're going to deal with that tomorrow. Sin was created by Europeans. Sin is another name for skin, according to Dr. Francis Cresswell. Okay? So,
Check seconds, brother.
what was the damn second question? You can't.
Can
Brothers and sisters.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah, the black man and woman will get it together.
When?
We're going to get it together. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
I'm ready right now.
Brothers like myself who used to be abusive to women. I was very abusive because I was listening to those street corner philosophers. I watched my stepfather. He was very abusive. I seen him beat my moms and stuff like that. And I watched them pimps in my neighborhood slap women. And I watched the gangsters, how they talk to women and stuff like that. And if you want to be down, then you act like the down cats. And so I grew up with that kind of knowledge. I mean, most of us that's from the hood, that's how we get down with it. And especially nowadays when you listen to hip hop, the woman, and excuse my language to my young queens, but the black women gotta take 5. Can I?
Shoot.
Yes.
Black women gotta take 5 dicks, and she gotta eat shit, and I bust her motherfucking ass, and throws over hoes, and
Go ahead.
that's homosexuality. How the hell is bros over hoes? I would much rather hang out with hoes than a bunch of bros. Number one, if I hung out with hoes, we'd be prosperous. Because a hoe first agenda is to get us some goddamn money. If I hang out with bros, I'm going straight to jail, don't collect no damn money, don't pass go, and I might end up with a fucking bullet in my goddamn ass. Because these niggas is crazy. Nigga got his pants off his ass, and all this old dumb shit. You know what I mean? Talking about pros over hoes. Nigga, y'all niggas is the gayest niggas I've ever seen. What type of shit is going on out here with our young brothers?
I'm telling you.
Yo, the black woman is, listen man, woman is the most beautifulest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I honestly, and I did this the other night, I don't have no woman, but I do have some friends. But when I get a black woman naked, I actually get on my knees and I pray to her wall.
There you go. Woo!
I love it.
Yes. Woo!
I love drinking from the nectar of the goddess. What you heard, bros over hoes, I ain't with those. Y'all niggas is crazy. Because I've been in the penitentiary. See, a lot of you niggas ain't been in the penitentiary where they was denied the feminine. And you ain't got nothing but a bunch of booty boys walking around, and I ain't with that shit. I don't want no brown eye. I want a brown sugar pie. You understand me? I want to dance with the goddess, and I don't care what y'all say. I do believe in love. I think that love, and to be in love with a woman, I think that's one of the greatest things in this planet, because you can get money, and you know, I remember last year I was getting a whole lot of money. Shit ain't still get me no woman. It got me a bunch of women that wanted to take my money and then act real funny. But it didn't get me a woman, and I was still feeling lonely. And I still felt empty. And I was having all these things. I bought a Mercedes, ran out, took the money and spent it. And I still felt lonely at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And I realized that, you know, I was being initiated in another phase of this goddess thing. But man, to have a woman and to have that understanding, you understand, when you respect her mutually and she respects you, I think that's the most wonderfulest thing in the world. Oh, yeah. And I think if you put the woman first, if you put the woman first, let me go back, hold on, let me start this over. Let's go see, I'm gonna go right real quick. No, I can't do it from that, let me see. Let me see real quick.
Take your time, bro.
Y'all okay?
We good.
Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Oh wow, I went there. Let me see if I can go all the way back. This is gonna take time. Y'all bear with me for a minute. Let me see if I can get.
Well, let me ask you another question while you do that.
Okay.
Okay,
I can't get it. One real question, real quick. The woman will multiply your happiness. You give her sperm, she gonna give you a baby. You give her some groceries, she gonna make you a happy meal.
Yes.
If you give her a house, she gonna give you a home.
Yes.
You give her a smile, she gonna give you some love. And so, don't give her no crap, because she gonna give you a ton of shit.
I know that's right.
But there are no perfect relationships. But again, now we're gonna come to your question. Again, brothers and sisters, it is not true. Love does not hurt. That is a lie. That's a myth. Love does not hurt. People say, oh, love hurts. Damn lie. Love don't hurt.
You ever felt love when you're in love? And that feeling that you get, you can conquer the damn world.
Yes.
You can move a mountain. Can't nothing get in your way when you're in love. It's only when you abandon love through ignorance. We get angry. See, that's not love. Love don't anger. Love don't change. Love is the goddess. You ever seen an ugly ass baby? And we've all seen some. Let's be truthful right now, okay? You see the little ugly ass baby, you say, God damn. Little big head ass baby, look at that. Snotty nose little baby, look at that little big head nigga. But guess what? That baby a mother loves. See, that's why the goddess, she don't concern with that. She loves you no matter what. I wouldn't know what to do if my child came out with cerebral palsy. If my child came out with Down syndrome. I wouldn't know what to do. Because I'm a man. And my brain ain't even wired like that. But the mother, she don't give a goddamn.
That's right.
She don't care how the baby come out. She gonna love you no matter what. Even when we get angry with these women, we can walk the hell out. Say, you know what? All right, you take care of it. And that's exactly what the hell we do. We walk out, and guess what? Who's stuck with the baby? You might not like it, but the woman is stuck with that damn baby. So I'm not trying to make a division. All I'm saying is, if we can talk about the divine African kings and pharaohs and all of that shit, then we can equally talk about the divine African queen, and we need to talk about it because while the black man is being resurrected, the black woman needs to equally be resurrected. And if the woman is not in an equal position with the man, there's not going to be no black power, there's not going to be no black economics, there won't be no black revolution because we're not going to win it. We won't win it that way. The only way we can win this is when our woman is equal with us. And when we're working with her. And when we can get over these little stupid ass issues that we learned from being sick in this country. Because we watched the white man beat his woman. During slavery.